Hello, universe. Welcome to, what is this thing called again? Diary of a Fangirl. This is my new podcast where I will be chatting about everything I want, giving my opinions, and then my editor will erase half of it because it's too controversial. She decides to. Because why not? Everyone's got a podcast nowadays, and why shouldn't I? I got nothing better to do. So for all you people out there, my name is Danny. I'm a Gemini, but I ain't giving you guys my ages because fuck that. Can we say that word on YouTube? We have to look up how much into an episode we can curse.
Well, with the intro should be enough.
With the intro should be enough? Okay. So this is going to be my simple introduction episode. We're just going to explain what this is going to be about. We're going to mention some of my faves, maybe go into a little of what I'm watching in news, which that'll become its own separate thing later. But for the first one, why not, right? So what should we dive into? I don't even know. By the way, this is really hard without a second person in here. Claps and snaps to everyone who does this by themselves. I don't know how they do it. Was it is Stephanie C her name, the one who does the Rotten Mango stuff? She does. Is it Rotten Mango? The one who does like the true crime thing. Is that what it's called? I love watching her stuff, but she usually has her man like right off the corner. So what this means is I need to get a man to be right off the corner to talk off to. So I'm just gonna give like a vague description of what we're gonna be talking about throughout these entries that we're going to be doing, because we're going to call them entries because it's a diary. I'm a big fangirl of a lot of things. I have ADHD and I get hyperfixated on things like nobody's business. When I attach myself to something, it gets attached. So I'm a big theater girly, I'm a big K-pop girly, and I'm a new baby fan when it comes to BL, kind of. I've been into BL on and off when it comes to like not realizing something is BL. And now as of late, I've been very into Thai, Japanese, Chinese, any type of BL that's out there. So that's going to be stuff we're going to be exploring. I'm also a very early 2000s girly. So I'm going to be hitting a lot of those early 2000 movies. Some non-BL shows. We're definitely going to talk about probably one of the biggest animated movies of the year, K-pop Demon Hunter. I feel like what's the word I'm looking for? I'm dating myself for this episode, but you know what? Fuck it, because they got nominated. We're going to talk about that later. So yeah, it's going to be very much of everything I like and just go off and discuss it. I'm going to have some friends join in on some episodes here and there, so it's going to be a lot of fun. If you're my friend and you're hearing about this and you guys want to do an episode with me, let me know, because why not? I'm going to force my editor to do an episode with me at some point. She isn't like that. I'm telling people that she's here, but she's here. My editor says that they should close up the big hit gyms. I'm calling her out on it because apparently she doesn't like 8-packs on men. Isn't that shameful, people? I think you should send her a hate mail. How dare she? I'm going to throw that in there. It's going to make no sense. Oh, my God. They are getting really buff, though. It's so weird because it was a theater. Someone did that trend where you have the celebrities sign a photo of them when they were younger, and then TXT did their debut one and drew his face. I'm just like, they were babies. I met them when they just debuted, like at a fan thing. And then I met them, I didn't meet them again, but I grabbed their hands during this past tour because they walked a lot of the fans. But oh my God, they've grown so big. They were always tall. I'm scared if I ever get to meet Cordis, which is the tallest member, Martin, whatever his name is. Such a white boy name. It is. It sounds like a white boy. He sounds like a white boy. He's got to be taller. They got to do that big hit family photo where they're all lined up. Who's the shortest? It's a member of BTS.
Including, what's his face? The solo artist?
Yeah. I don't remember what his name is.
Would be the shortest.
Is he the shortest? The solo artist? I thought I was a member of BTS. Why did I think it was Jimin?
I think he's the next shortest.
Okay. Because Jimin looks like he would be short. He's a short king. And by short king, I mean like he's taller than you and me. But he's our short king. That's terrible. Oh my God, I hate myself. Also, fuck you, Big Hit, for releasing like 100 different fucking photo cards for the Youngjin solo album. I'm gonna get into my face for a second, but I have to talk. I feel like this is a good place to talk about it. It dates it, but at least people will know like when we're recording this. How the hell did Hello 82 sell out of albums within an hour? I saw that line. You telling me I gotta be up at like 6 a.m. tomorrow? just to get an album, and then Nara selling out like a few hours later. If you can figure out where we're at, we're in New York. Which I don't care if people know that we're in New York. So I am gonna go into a little bit of like my basic faves because I'm a basic bitch, and then we're going to like whatever. So I guess because a lot of these episodes are gonna be like BL related, because that's what the original idea was for this. I will bring up like some of my first BLs, couples, shows, what I recommend, but not what I'm watching right now. That we'll save for later, and then we'll go into K-pop. I don't think I want to do anime. Maybe a little bit of anime. I don't know how much anime I'm going to do this show. If you have an anime you recommend I should watch, leave them in the comments. As long as it's not something like Jujutsu Kaisen, because I'm not doing that. I tried. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. But I do have a Nanami plushie. I got to think we're businessmen. Oh my God. Okay. So first BL-wise, funny enough, if we're going to talk about official, I definitely was one of those girlies who back in the early 2000s was into the whole Gerard Way, Frank shipping. I was talking to a coworker about this the other day, and I was like, damn, that might have been my first like introduction to BL. Shipping those two, but I don't think it counts. But in terms of like an actual BL show, to date myself, cannot believe I was thinking about this the other day. We were talking about My Chemical Romance, and it was like, do you remember when we used to ship like Gerard and Frank? And I'm like, those were the days. I forgot about that. Whoever remembers that, again, reminiscing. And then I watched like Oran High School Host Club doesn't count because they're not really gay. They're like just, they're really that show's really weird because it like kind of fetishizes, and then it's like everything, but it's supposed to be for laughs. And then there was like, I think it was a Taiwanese music video, but like my first real BL show. I'm not counting Yuri on Ice because it's an anime. I just don't really count it. I'm gonna go with my stand-in, like real drama, live action. It was my stand-in. It was because of a TikTok. I was on TikTok, scrolling through TikTok, and I see these two men, and they're being so dramatic. And then because it's TikTok, they don't allow to show the kiss between two men because TikTok is TikTok. And I was like, what is this? And then I maybe gone on a site that wasn't maybe fully legal. I'll never tell. And I became obsessed. If you have not watched my stand-in, what is wrong with you? You should watch it. It was so good. If I could go back to a time, it's definitely when that shit was dropping, because the amount of people freaking out was so good. So that technically means my first BL coupling was definitely a Poom, right? They were so good, so dramatic. It's just chef kisses. They have another show coming out that just got announced. Seriously, you'll have to watch it. It's so good. Doesn't mean that they're my favorite coupling or my favorite show. I will say I go back and forth on favorite BLs. I feel like it changes all the time. But if I had to pick one to watch over and over again, I think I have to give it to Love in the Air. First off, because it's two main couples, technically. You get it's Boss Noel, however he says it, and then Fort Pete. Just automatic. It's just a good show. It's not like a 10 out of 10 for me, but it's definitely one that I could see myself watching at least once a week. That being said, my favorite coupling also changes all the time. For right now, if I had to pick one, I didn't put one on my list. I left it blank. So I'm going to go with Max Nat, because I'm going to give my favorite boy in BL ever is my boy Nat. He's my sweet baby boy, my angel face. And I can watch a naughty babe all the time as well. I'm going to go really quickly on like my faves, because I don't really have much to say right now that I won't be able to expand on later. This is kind of just for me to get myself introduced to anyone's listening. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I don't know. This is a weird time for me. This is a weird little project. What? They're just laughing at me. This is a weird time for me. I hate you. I don't know if that was that caught on the recording? You laughing? I'm gonna come in and murder everybody. It is a weird time. I love winter. Let's see. Show that I would recommend if you're getting into BL. That's a good one. I'm going to say is This Love Doesn't Have Long Been. I think that's what it is. It stars two of the people from Pit Babe. I hate Pit Babe. I hate it so much. But this other show is so good. You guys should watch it. And the food looks amazing. And it's really short, sweet. Or My Personal Weatherman if you want to watch some Japanese BL. That's a good one. One of the main leads is a Power Ranger. Or their version of a Power Ranger. Let's get into the controversial, the K-pop stuff. The stuff that'll get me murdered if I'm not careful with what I say about other K-pop. Favorite group wise, I feel like I want to say BTS, but BTS is on a different level, that they don't fall under my favorites because I love them so much that it just doesn't make sense though. Like, they're beyond my faves. They're just always there. I don't know. It's just weird. I don't feel like saying, like, anytime people are like, what's your favorite? I'm like, BTS, but I'm also just like, they was thundered. So I'm also going to TXT. As you can tell by my earlier young shit rant. Girl group wise is always gonna be Twice. I love Twice. Obviously the basic, like Red Velvet, R.I.P. Pentagon. Solo artist wise, it's always gonna be Wonho and IU. Wonho because he's a hoe, and IU because she's the people's princess, in my opinion. Literally, I'm not gonna say favorite songs. That always changes, but I guess for BTS, my favorite song's always been Dope. That was my first time I ever heard them. Thank you, YouTubers React. Rest in peace and fuck you, fine bros. That's how I got into K-pop. They did that K-pop Reacts. The first group I ever heard was like 21. And then I was like, oh, this is really good. It's crazy because I got into 21, I think a year after they disbanded. I don't remember 100%. And now look at them now. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Park Bom. I hope she's okay. Girly Pop, if you need help, shout it out. Okay, so I guess I will mention some stuff that we're going to talk about on this podcast, maybe future episodes. Also, I know probably the first time we drop this, we may not get many comments because this is going to be people finding us, things like that. But if you're listening to this and you have a suggestion on anything early 2000s, any era, 80s, any era, that you recommend movie-wise, I'm very into the rom-com girly movies, let us know. Or if you have a BL recommendation that I might not have already seen, or an anime. Like I said earlier, I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to watching a lot of things, unless it's really weird, and then no. So it is very much, a lot of episodes are going to be on BLs. It's what I've been watching the most. So we are definitely going to do an episode on most of the stuff that we mentioned already. So I plan on doing like a Love in the Air month. Love in the Air has gotten a whole universe, basically. If only me, my Y, could learn to keep their actors. Shade, 100%. Fuck you. I hope all of them leave. We're going to do a Max Nat type thing. I think I might hold off on Cutie Pie until him and New's birthday, since they're back-to-back birthday babies. Maybe not. I don't know. There's a lot of things I really want to do. We're going to do upcoming shows. I think one of my most anticipated shows for BL, I've got 3. So definitely it's going to be Not by with Boat and Oat, which we're going to do an episode on My Stubborn. And then Only Friends, because that first season was fucking nuts. Like, I can't watch that more than once. It drove me nuts. And then, of course, my other highly anticipated, I'm a Damundi girl. Let me tell you, when it comes to all the Thai BL companies, something about Damundi really gets me. Magic Lover. Oh my God. The second that trailer hit, I've watched it maybe 30 or 40 times. I need that to come out. And now that we know what's going on WeTV, it's going to be so good. It better be. If Damundi fucks this up, I'm going to throw a riot. But so yeah, so we're going to talk about, we're going to do episodes on shows that are airing, shows that have aired. I'm really excited to do episodes on like My Personal Weatherman, Desire. I really loved it. I wasn't big on the ending. So we're definitely going to hit multiple places. Besides the BL, we're going to talk about K-pop. I would love to try and do reactions to comebacks. Maybe not so much the music. I'm not very much a music reviewer because music is suggestive and I'm just not well versed in that, but I would love to talk about concepts because I'm a big theater girly, and what got me into K-pop was how theatrical a lot of the stuff can be. It's very different from American pop. If you watch a lot of these music videos, a lot of you guys know it because you wouldn't be listening if you weren't. I would love to talk about a lot of like, I won't want to say girly, but it's what it is. Girly shows and movies. We're going to hit our Princess Diaries. We're going to hit 10 Things I Hate About You because that's going to hit with a BL that we're going to talk about, Hercules. And then we're definitely going to do an episode on a show that I highly recommend everyone watch. And they also read the manga, Cinderella's Closet. It's become my current obsession. It's such a beautifully well done show. So it's a lot. I'm very much, if you met me in person, you would be surprised when I say this. I'm definitely a girly person at heart. My wardrobe doesn't reflect it as well as I would like it to be, but I am a girly girl. So I would like this to be my girly girl podcast. And then eventually we'll go off to like maybe some action movies here and there. I may never hit Marvel or DC though, because I don't want to deal with those fanboys. They scary. They very scary. Especially the Star Wars fans. I'm a Star Wars fan through and through, but some of the fans fucking scare the crap out of me. They're gonna flag me for the amount of times that I've cursed on this podcast, but you know what? Screw it. Oh, you know what's funny? I say that I'm a girly girl, but then I was thinking to myself, I would love to do an episode on like Hell of a Boss, because that shit's good. And maybe I don't know how I would do an episode on this. Smiling Friends. And it's like the craziest, dumbest thing that for some reason has gotten me and my brother together. I have a brother, by the way. I'm the oldest. So that's kind of like stuff we're going to look into. News we're going to hit here and there. Maybe not all the time, because I'm not the type to be like, this show started recording. This show started filming. This show's on Q32. I still don't know what the Q means. So if someone could explain why Thai BLs are always like, for example, Only Friends filming Q4. What does that mean? I could look it up. I don't fucking know. I also am trying to go to Thailand next year. I would love to go during Songkran. If not, I would like to go in a year. I would love to visit GMM and do like a vlog type thing. I have a lot of ideas for this. I went to school for theater, right? I think my editor, her name is Lilia. I'm naming her out here. She's waving at me like the people can see her. What did you go to school for?
Music production.
Thank you. Did you catch that on the mic?
No.
Okay, she went to school for music production. She's trying to be a big time producer. We'll see what happens. Well, you're doing this. So I've always wanted to do something within media, within entertainment. I wanted to be a playwright. It didn't pan out. I very much struggled for years with, what's the word I'm looking for? Writer's block. I'm still struggling with it. I tried auditioning. I don't have the greatest voice in the world, as you can now hear. Singing wise, I don't know. So doing a podcast, I feel like everyone has one nowadays, but there's so many things, niche things, topics that don't. So why not do a review podcast here and there? Why not talk about fun stuff? What's the one more in the universe? It's not going to kill y'all. We're not doing anything crazy. And at least it's something fun, and I can get my thoughts out there without bombarding my friends a million times a day, except for Lilia, because she's gonna have to hear them every week. So another thing that we're gonna try to do, not so much in every episode, at the end of the month, whether this be an additional episode or its own main episode, we're going to kind of go as we go along. We're going to do like a news roundup and a what I've been watching, what I might have dropped type thing. Since this is technically our pilot episode, pilot, I'm going to do a little bit of news. It's not a lot of news. It's mostly going to be BL news. I feel like news and what we're watching is what is going to be like our little end cap. And then this is going to be its own episode separately once every month, just because a lot of times it's mostly going to be BL news, maybe a little bit of K-pop news, but I'm not the type to be like, this group announced a comeback on the 31st, because by the time you hear it, it's already going to have come out. Or this, again, like earlier, I'm not going to talk about how, hey, this show is on Q4 filming, because I don't understand what that means. It's got to be big stuff or semi-big stuff. And then when I'm watching, I watch a lot of times new stuff every week when it's coming out, and I don't want to be like, hey, I watched episode 4 of Wicked Game tonight, and then it's the same thing next week. And there are some shows that I've dropped or taken a pause on. So this is essentially what's going to be its own thing later on. But we're going to do it here, because why not? Because it's my podcast and I fucking say so. Right, Lilia?
Yeah.
You now hear what she sounds like. I'm telling you, you should find her. You dropped your phone. You made a noise. Leave this in here. We're chaotic. Oh my God. We're not like other girls. All right, we're going to start with what I'm watching. What am I watching? So I was trying to watch The Wicked Game, because I am a down off-road girly through and through. The problem is I got distracted way too easily and just ended up stopping. I somehow got up to episode 6 and don't remember anything. I will restart that one because I was highly anticipated for it. My Bias is showing, which is a Korean BL about a teacher who's obsessed with a K-pop idol. Basically, it's about your Delulus becoming Tralulus, but there's some drama in between. Yep, that's what I'm going to call the episode when we do it on that show. It is a very short series. It's based on a manhwa. I don't know what they call manga in Korea. I have to learn. I am almost done with I'm the Most Beautiful Count. I've been hesitating on finishing because of all the drama going on with those two, but whatever. Revamp. My Secret Vampire, a lot of vampire stuff coming out lately. Like, what is going on? I'm obviously watching a lot of old stuff. Your Sky, Fish Upon a Sky, Too Much. I'm starting to notice a trend here. What is with these shows and the same names over and over again? The biggest one that I'm watching right now, that if you're not watching and you're into BL, what the fuck are you doing, is Punk's Triangle. It is a Japanese BL. It is probably one of the best Japanese BLs to come out in a long time. And that's weird coming from me because I'm still such a new fan, but out of all the Japanese BLs I've watched, it is about this fashion designer student who's obsessed with this model who has to participate in this competition in his school. And the grand prize is that his favorite idol, who he's obsessed with, will get to walk the design, but he has to team up with this student who he's not really into because he's kind of like frumpy or whatever. Turns out, spoiler alert, he's the model in disguise. What? Read the manga. It is so much dirtier than the show. It's insane. Lilia's like, why? And then there's a school trip. Joined a group I'm not close to. That is such a weird title for a show. Yeah, no, but apparently it's Boys Over Flowers, but like gay is what people were calling it. But I'm also like, I've seen a few episodes of Boys Over Flowers. This is not Boys Over Flowers because it's very clear that only one guy's obsessed. I don't know. So that's everything in a nutshell that I'm watching BL wise. In terms of non-BL, it's the fall, and for some reason, even though I've never finished the series, I'm in my Gilmore Girl era. I started rewatching Gilmore Girl. I'm only going to watch that first season, and then that's it. I can't watch anything past season 3. I hate what Rory becomes. My girl needs to do better. I'm also watching Me and You. I forgot about that for BL. Oh my God, Big Park, I'm sorry. I love them so much. They got that size difference that we all love. So yeah. And then, obviously, I finished K-Pop Demon Hunters last night. It was good. I was up till like 3 a.m. watching that. Because I kept forgetting to watch it. I'm so late on that train. If there's anything you guys recommend, I keep saying that, but I think it's because I'm really hoping people will like give recommendations. I want this to be a place where people can give recommendations on things, and then maybe if they like what I like, other people can recommend something similar. I'm also watching Has Been Hotel because I'm a Broadway girly, and I love me some Jeremy Jordan every week. So that's what I'm watching. Ooh. Should we do news? There is not. So there's a lot of drama going on. A lot of BL shows got announced to streaming services. We're not going to do Grammy talk, even though we're recording this the day of the Grammys, because we're going to do that on a separate thing. I am going to touch on really quick. So I mentioned Boat and Oat earlier because Not is coming out next year. That's going to be on iQIYI, which I'm so excited about. I think the number one thing that's going on with those two is the whole controversy with Oat. I'm going to give my opinion on it now because I don't want to waste a whole 10 minutes in our My Stubborn episode on it. And what I'm going to say is I do think it's really ridiculous that how do I word this? That mistranslations, because I feel like when it comes to BL becoming, I know it's always been popular in some capacity, but I feel like it's not popular enough that we don't have a lot of translators. That we could take one mistranslation or we could misconstrue something one person says, cut a clip, and then almost ruin someone's career. And that, if no one knows what I'm talking about, look it up. He appeared, Sweet Oat, our sweet boy, was on a live with some friends, and he was explaining to them what the Omegaverse was. And here's the thing. I am not fully versed in the Omegaverse. I read it a couple of times here and there in middle school, but it was always straight ones. And you're wondering, how can you make Omegaverse straight? It's just adding the whole hormones and nodding and the suppressants. That's what it is. He was explaining what nodding is to a friend. Because do you know what nodding is, Lilia? Okay, good. For those who don't, I'm not really going to explain it here because it's very explicit. But people misinterpreted him saying that he was comparing gay people to an animal. That's what they thought, which is not the case. He was very much explaining what it's supposed to be like in the context of the Omegaverse. It is that. That is what happens when you're not. You are basically acting like a certain animal. And people took it the wrong way. And then he said something else that I thought was kind of funny that people got up in arms on, because I'm like, no. Because it goes into the Kamjira. I'm going to say that right once we do an episode, the Demundi show, where he didn't mention the show in general, but he mentioned how a lot of fans of BLs lately really get into NC scenes. Like, that's what really draws people in. Do not lie. Okay, if you're not that type of person, if you're not into NC scenes, that's great. A lot of people are into them. Me getting into my stand-in was not an NC scene per se, but it was like a toxic, like, kiss type moment. So very much scenes like that really do draw in BLs. And if you're saying that, oh, he was wrong for saying that, kind of ridiculous. And then I don't remember what the third thing he said, but I do think it's kind of crazy that mistranslations would cause someone to almost lose, like, all of that. But I'm excited for Not, and I do think it was kind of ridiculous that he had to apologize, and kind of it just became such a big deal when it was really not. And I don't know how this is true, but if Poo Pabble fans were the ones misconstruing it, I really hope that's not the case. I know there was people getting mad because M-Flow, whatever it's called, was like, this is going to be the first Omegaverse production. I'm sorry to say this, but Pit Babe really wasn't much of an Omegaverse series. It really was, we're going to use the word alphas and betas, and that's about it. There was one Omega, and it was Jeff. And that's my stance on that part. I guess I will say the next thing. So I don't know much about this, but I thought this was kind of interesting. Is I'm going to say this wrong. Thai names I'm gonna have to learn how to say. I'm gonna have to like hear it, but it's gonna be hard. So Pinu, he was the director of Revamp. He said he decided that he no longer wants to work with Boom Frame. I guess because some fans were like giving him shit over the show. I will say this: GMM have their vampire shows have not, I guess, been hitting. I didn't finish Revamp. I was on episode 3 and like stopped because there was so much coming out. I didn't like My Golden Blood. I dropped My Golden Blood halfway through. But if the fans are being crazy, I think the one thing I've learned about BL fans is that they're just as crazy as K-pop fans. We need to take a step back, because it's stuff like that makes it really hard for actors to work in this industry. So that's my little note on that, just because I didn't know too much about what's going on. 2 happy notes. I'm a big fan of Caged Again. If you don't know what that is, it's the BL about the little penguin and the Black Panther becoming human and falling in love. It's so cute if you haven't watched it. It's been announced that the leads, Jay and Ben, they're going to join Forever You. I loved Forever You. It's definitely a show that we're going to do. I'm so excited for the next season. I'm so happy they're working together on it. They're so cute. So that's really short on that. I just want to announce, because I was so excited. I like jumped up. And then Ford and Pete of Apparently started their new company. If that's not true, I don't know how 100% that's true. I know they started filming their new show. The teaser came out. It looks amazing. I'm excited to see Pete chase after Ford. It's going to be great. And then I guess just a quick on like all the shows coming out. I know Demundi mentioned that pretty much all the shows they had announced last year, with the exception of like Magic Lover, is going to Aikui, which is great. The next Afghan show is coming out in a few weeks. So there's a lot going on. Obviously, in a more in-depth episode, we'll go more in-depth on a lot of this stuff. But there really wasn't much until today, when a lot of the pilots and trailers were coming out. And I don't want to do a full thing on pilots and trailers and all that. So yeah, and then obviously, in terms of non-BL news, BTS, when are you announcing that comeback and tour? I need to save money. So that's all I got. So I think this is the end, right? I don't know how we're going to end this. I don't even know how we're going to intro this. By the time you hear this, it will be an intro in the beginning, and they're going to think she's a crazy person for saying this. So I guess we're just going to end it like this. I don't want to say Be Good People. I'm stealing that from Dead Meat. That's just another good podcast that I like. I guess my editor tricked me. We're not doing an intro this episode. How dare you? I was throwing that in there. I have to. I bully her a lot. You're going to hear that. But it's okay, because she loves me, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, so what I'm going to do every week is either, I don't know, recommend a song. Maybe I'll recommend a show. I think for now we're going to do songs. We're going to figure this out as we go, because this is our pilot. Things change, right? So in honor of the fact that she did get nominated again this year, and I saw her on tour about a week ago, and I have her sweater here. This week I'm going to recommend House Tour by Sabrina Carpenter. Everyone's heard it, but it's my favorite song right now. So go take a listen to it. And yeah, that's everything. See y'all later. Bye. All right, guys, that's it for this entry. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media accounts. On Twitter, you can find us at FG Diaries Pod. On Tumblr, TikTok, and Instagram, you'll find us at FG Diaries Podcast. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and hope you all have a wonderful fangirly day.